Opposing counsel's view is that your position that your client had stage 1 cancer at the time of the surgery defeats your claim. How do you respond to that?
So again, so number one, that is a mischaracterization of plaintiff's position, number one.
So you weren't asserting that at the first instance that your client was not suffering from anything over a stage 1 cancer.
Absolutely. You're correct about that. And in fact, what counsel is referring to is a statement made in plaintiff's respondent's expert affirmation, which states that according to all the information from all the tests, and I can go over each one of them, that was available at the time of the surgery of October 19th, 2015, according to all that information, all could be concluded is that at that point, according to that information, it was stage 1. However, in order to, and this goes into the topic of staging of cancer, in order to confirm exactly what stage a cancer is, there are one or two of the best methods, sort of like PCR testing and rapid testing with coronavirus.
Well, I would imagine that after the first cancer, that the tumor that was removed was biopsied, correct?
And when you say that is correct, the first biopsy, I think that is most relevant to the cancer we're discussing here, was in February of 2015. There was a biopsy. The biopsy, however, does not tell you what the staging is, meaning did it go to other places, because it takes a small sample from that area. In order to get the staging right, the best test that is done is called a PET scan. PET scan is, if I may, sugar type of solution is injected. Cancer cells tend to like sugar. Yes, I apologize.
We have many cases like this.
Yes.
So we know what a PET scan is.
Okay, so the PET scan is the best type of test. We know she had one on March 27th, 2015, that was interpreted by the defendants themselves not to represent any metastasis, meaning any advanced stage of cancer. Her cancer was determined to be localized. This is so crucial because regardless of whatever talk we have of the experts here, I know the expert opinions on the defendant's side, it's not perhaps my position to opine on your opinion here, but you were spot on with the way you interpreted it. How can you stand here arguing about what your experts say when the defendants themselves and all of their depositions and obviously all the notes, we have dozens of top experts from Sloan Kettering saying there's no advanced cancer here prior to that surgery. That's the reason they operated. If she did have stage 4 cancer, they all testified they would not even operate at that point. So the reliability of the defendant's experts here is below any sort of acceptable standard, in my opinion. Now, I will just point out, based on a question I heard earlier, if it's okay, that there are 2, even 3 main periods that we should think about here. And one of them is the time that plaintiff gets to Sloan Kettering and is being worked up for the cancer. And that time period, according to the defendants, should have taken 12 weeks from that time to surgery. They broke that, and she was evaluated for a whole 6 months. That's an initial 6-month period. And where our expert's position is that that period of time was a significant delay that led to a worsened outcome here. So that's number one. And then we have the period from the time that she has that surgery, which failed to remove the tumor, which is obviously an egregious act there, and extending to the time that they finally decided to listen to her complaints and test that tumor. And that's an additional 4 months. And from that time period, we know that now it takes another 12 weeks to try to get to a surgery again, because that's the type of cue, which would explain a significant time of that period that she had to get to another healthcare provider that she could trust after this horrible thing happened to her and before she left the 2 orphans, etc.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Any questions? Thank you. Counsel, you have 2 minutes.